All right, ready to dive in. Today we're exploring the ocean, this massive, mysterious world that covers most of our planet. You'd think we'd know more about it.
Right. It's funny how we get so focused on space exploration, like we're ignoring this giant swimming pool of secrets right here.
Exactly. So today we're taking a deep dive all the way down to the Challenger Deep, the deepest point on Earth.
Nestled in the Mariana Trench, about 11,000 meters deep, deeper than Mount Everest is tall.
Wow. To put that in perspective, think about this. You could stack two Burj Khalifas, the world's tallest buildings, on top of each other, and still not reach the surface from the bottom of the Challenger Deep.
It's mind-boggling how vast and unknown this world is right under our noses.
Okay, let's start our descent. First stop, a casual 3 meters, your average day at the beach depth.
But even here, there's a bustling metropolis of marine life.
Like Times Square, but with fish.
Exactly. You've got your colorful reef fish, your graceful sea turtles, maybe even a curious dolphin passing by.
Next stop, 20 to 30 meters. This is where we hit the coral reefs. Those underwater cities teeming with life.
Corals, fish, sponges, crustaceans. It's a vibrant ecosystem, a kaleidoscope of colors and textures.
And it's all interconnected. Each creature has a role.
From the tiny cleaner shrimp picking parasites off larger fish,
To the majestic sharks keeping the population in check.
it's a delicate balance.
Then we hit 40 meters, the recreational diving limit.
Yeah, kind of like the suburbs of the underwater world.
Things start to get a bit quieter.
The sunlight starts to fade. You start to see the transition to deeper, darker environments.
Still relatively accessible for us humans, though.
Hmm.
At least with the right equipment and training.
Right.
And you know what's interesting? The world's deepest pool is 40 meters deep.
Really?
Yeah. Can you imagine training in that? It's in Italy, if you ever fancy a deep dive on your next vacation.
Just make sure to pack your pressure-resistant swimsuit.
Okay, down to 70 meters, where
Oh.
things start to get a little, well, trippy. Apparently, this is where hallucinations can set in. Must be all that nitrogen narcosis messing with your brain.
Think of it as nature's light show, with a side of disorientation.
And if you're lucky, you might spot a whale shark gracefully gliding by, oblivious to your nitrogen-induced giggles.
Yeah, so that.
Now at 100 meters, we reach the professional diving limit.
This is where the serious business begins.
Specialized gear, extensive training required. It's also where you might encounter the North Pacific giant octopus.
A master of camouflage. These creatures are incredibly intelligent and can blend seamlessly with their surroundings.
I bet they've given a few divers a good scare over the years. Imagine encountering those tentacles out of nowhere.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes.
Okay, at 130 meters, we reach the depth of love. Literally. This is where a Japanese and American couple decided to tie the knot.
Talk about a destination wedding.
Right.
I wonder if their vows included to have and to hold in sickness and in decompression.
That's a good one.
It's a reminder that even in these extreme environments, there's room for romance, or at least a good story.
Now, at 200 meters, we enter the Twilight Zone, or as we like to call it, the deep sea officially. Sunlight becomes scarce here.
Photosynthesis takes a backseat.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a transition to a world where life relies on other sources of energy.
Like chemosynthesis, which uses chemicals from hydrothermal vents to create food. It's like a whole different kind of metabolism. Utterly fascinating.
And in this dimly lit world, we encounter the bizarre oarfish, also known as the king of the herrings.
No, that's a name.
This creature can grow over 10 meters long, making it a true deep-sea serpent.
They look pretty strange, like a giant silvery ribbon undulating through the water.
It makes you wonder what other bizarre forms of life are lurking in these depths, hidden from our view.
I know, it's incredible.
Speaking of pushing limits, at 214 meters, we hit the world record for unassisted freediving.
Wow.
Herbert Nitsch, a legend in the freediving world, plunged to this incredible depth on a single breath.
It's amazing what the human body can do.
It's a testament to human endurance and the amazing physiological adaptations our bodies can undergo. Of course, we don't recommend trying this at home.
Definitely not. Leave that to the professionals with their years of training and superhuman lung capacity.
Now, at 300 meters, we encounter the giant spider crab. This creature looks like it crawled straight out of a science fiction movie.
With its spindly legs and relatively small body.
It's a good example of deep-sea gigantism, where some creatures grow to enormous sizes compared to their shallow water relatives.
It's still a mystery why this happens, but some theories suggest it's related to slower metabolisms and longer lifespans in the cold, deep sea.
Well, I'm just glad they're not swimming in my bathtub. Now, 332 meters is a notable depth for a couple of reasons. First, it's close to the record for scuba diving with equipment, a staggering feat achieved by Ahmed Gabra.
It's amazing what humans can accomplish with the right technology and determination.
But diving to such depths also highlights the risks involved: extreme pressure, nitrogen narcosis, and the need for meticulous planning and execution.
Absolutely.
And secondly, 332 meters is about the depth where submarines typically operate. So we're officially entering the realm of underwater exploration vehicles,
Yeah.
leaving behind the world of human divers.
It's a reminder that our access to the deep sea is limited by technology.
We're still just visitors in this vast and alien world.
For sure.
Okay, now we're reaching some truly impressive depths. At 500 meters, we hit the diving limit of the blue whale, the largest animal on Earth.
Wow.
Can you imagine the sheer power of this creature
Yeah.
gliding through the darkness?
Their vocalizations can travel for hundreds of miles underwater,
It's like a symphony of the deep.
a language we're only beginning to understand. And it's not just the whales. Emperor penguins, those flightless birds, can also dive to this depth.
Seriously. Talk about holding your breath. They must have incredible lung capacity.
They do.
Now, at 600 meters, things start to get really weird. This is where we encounter the barrel-eye fish, a creature that looks like it was designed by a committee of surrealist artists.
What?
It has this transparent head, like a cockpit, with its eyes pointing upward.
Why?
It's an adaptation to see the faint silhouettes of prey against the dim light filtering down from above.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like evolution went wild with this one, and I love it.
It's a reminder that the deep sea is a hotbed of evolutionary innovation, where life has found countless ways to thrive in the face of extreme challenges.
All right, everyone, get ready for a deep-sea thriller. At 700 meters, we enter the realm of the European eel. These creatures spend part of their lives in the ocean before migrating to rivers to spawn.
Fascinating.
It's a fascinating life cycle, a journey that spans thousands of miles and connects different ecosystems.
Right.
It's a reminder that even the deepest parts of the ocean are linked to the rest of the world. And it's not just eels that are making long journeys. At 900 meters, we're in the territory of the legendary giant squid, a creature that has captured our imaginations for centuries.
Those colossal cephalopods, known to engage in epic battles with sperm whales, leaving behind scars and sucker marks as evidence of their encounters.
It's like a deep-sea gladiatorial arena down there.
Wow.
And recent research suggests that there might be more of them lurking in the depths than we previously thought.
Really?
I'm not sure if that's comforting or terrifying.
I guess it depends on your perspective, but it's exciting to know that there are still so many mysteries to unravel in the deep sea.
It is.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the ocean. So we've journeyed from the surface to the depths, where giant squid roam.
We've seen creatures that look like they belong in a sci-fi movie,
Mhm.
and we've barely scratched the surface of this hidden world.
But now let's delve into the science behind this underwater realm. What makes life possible in these extreme conditions?
Right. We're talking about crushing pressure,
Mm-hmm.
freezing temperatures, perpetual darkness. It's hard to imagine anything surviving down there, let alone thriving.
It's an environment that pushes the boundaries of what we consider habitable. At the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the pressure is over 1,000 times what we experience at sea level.
Wow. How do these creatures not get squashed? Like a pancake? Do they have some internal pressure suit?
It's even more fascinating than that. Deep-sea creatures have evolved unique adaptations. At a cellular level, their proteins and cell membranes are designed to withstand immense pressure, preventing their bodies from collapsing.
So they're like tiny pressure-resistant submarines cruising through the abyss.
Exactly. And then there's the darkness. Below a certain depth, sunlight just doesn't penetrate. No photosynthesis, no plants, no familiar sources of energy.
So what's on the menu down there?
It's just as amazing. Many deep-sea creatures rely on chemosynthesis, a process that uses chemicals from hydrothermal vents to create energy.
Hydrothermal vents.
Yeah. Imagine underwater geysers, spewing out superheated water. Rich in minerals and chemicals, it fuels entire ecosystems of bizarre and wonderful creatures.
So no sunlight, no problem. They've got their own energy source. But what about the cold? It must be freezing in the deep sea.
It is. Temperatures hover near freezing. But deep-sea creatures have evolved some pretty ingenious ways to stay warm. Some have special proteins that act like antifreeze, preventing their cells from freezing solid.
So they've got built-in winter coats.
Exactly. And some, like whales and seals, have thick layers of blubber, for insulation.
Okay, so they've figured out the pressure, the darkness, the cold. But what about food? It seems like a pretty sparse environment down there.
You're right, food can be scarce. It's a feast or famine kind of world. So many creatures have evolved unique hunting strategies, like the black dragonfish with its bioluminescent lure.
Right, that creepy little guy with the glowing chin,
Yeah.
like a deep-sea anglerfish
Yeah.
attracting unsuspecting prey.
Exactly. Bioluminescence is a common adaptation in the deep sea, used not only for hunting but also for communication and camouflage.
So it's not just about being scary down there.
Not at all. Some creatures use bioluminescence to attract mates, like a deep-sea disco. Others use it to startle predators, or to blend in with the faint light filtering down.
It's like a whole different world of light and color, hidden from our view.
It is. And speaking of hidden worlds, let's talk about the giant squid. This legendary creature has captured our imaginations for centuries, but we still know so little about it.
Right, it's like the Bigfoot of the ocean, with only a handful of confirmed sightings.
We do know they engage in epic battles, with sperm whales, leaving behind scars and sucker marks as battle trophies.
It must be like a monster movie.
You could say that, but it's a reality show that's crucial to the health of our planet. The deep sea plays a vital role in regulating Earth's climate and supporting a vast web of life.
So even though it's so far removed from our everyday lives, what happens in the deep sea affects us all.
Absolutely, we're all interconnected, even with those creatures living thousands of meters below the surface.
Well, speaking of interconnectedness, let's talk about the impact of human activity on the deep sea. I mean, we know plastic pollution has reached even the Challenger Deep, which is pretty disheartening.
It is a reminder that our actions have far-reaching consequences, even in seemingly remote environments.
So what are some other threats facing the deep sea? I mean, we're not exactly throwing trash directly into the Mariana Trench, are we?
Not directly, no. But our actions on land and in shallower waters have cascading effects. One major concern is climate change. As the ocean absorbs more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, it becomes more acidic.
So it's like we're turning the ocean into a giant soda bottle.
In a way, yes. And this acidification can harm deep sea corals and other organisms that rely on calcium carbonate to build their shells and skeletons.
So it's not just the pretty coral reefs we see in documentaries that are affected.
Not at all. The deep sea is home to a vast array of corals, some of which form the basis of unique ecosystems.
What about deep sea mining? Is that a concern?
It is. As demand for rare earth minerals increases, companies are looking to the deep seabed as a potential source. But deep sea mining can destroy habitats, stir up sediment, and release harmful pollutants into the water.
It's like we're rushing to exploit a place we barely understand.
Exactly. We need to carefully consider the potential consequences of deep-sea mining before rushing into it. These ecosystems have evolved over millions of years. We need to be mindful of the potential damage.
What about overfishing? Does that affect the deep sea?
It can. Some deep-sea fish, like orange roughy, are slow-growing and late-maturing, making them particularly vulnerable to overfishing. They can't replenish their populations fast enough.
So it's like taking out a loan with a ridiculously high interest rate. Eventually, you're going to go bankrupt.
That's a good analogy. We need to manage deep-sea fisheries carefully to ensure their sustainability, not just for the fish, but for the entire ecosystem.
It's clear that we need to be more mindful of our impact on the deep sea, even if it seems far removed from our daily lives.
Absolutely. The deep sea is a vital part of our planet's life support system. It helps regulate our climate, provides resources, and holds a wealth of biodiversity that we're only beginning to understand.
So what can we do to protect this incredible environment? I mean, it seems so vast and overwhelming.
You're right, it can feel that way. But every action we take, no matter how small, can make a difference. Reducing our carbon footprint is essential to mitigate the effects of climate change. Supporting sustainable seafood choices can help reduce pressure on deep-sea fisheries.
And what about deep-sea mining?
We need to advocate for responsible regulations and ensure that any deep-sea mining activities are conducted with minimal environmental impact. We need to prioritize research and exploration over exploitation.
It sounds like we need to be more proactive in protecting this hidden world. It's not just about conservation. It's about understanding and respecting the deep sea for what it is, a vital part of our planet's ecosystem.
Exactly, and it's a place of wonder, mystery, and endless possibilities for discovery.
Well, on that note, we've reached the end of part 2 of our deep dive. Stay tuned for the final part, where we'll explore the future of deep-sea exploration and the potential for new discoveries.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the ocean. We've journeyed from the surface to the depths of the Mariana Trench, encountered bizarre creatures and scientific wonders.
We've talked about the challenges of surviving in the deep sea, the pressure, the darkness, the cold, and we've explored the delicate balance of these ecosystems and the threats they face from human activity.
But now, let's shift our focus to the future. What lies ahead for deep-sea exploration? What mysteries are still waiting to be unlocked?
Well, the deep sea is often called the final frontier for a reason. It's a vast, largely unexplored realm with incredible potential for scientific discovery.
So what are the tools and technologies that will help us uncover these secrets? Are we talking giant robots?
Yeah.
Underwater cities?
Well, maybe not underwater cities, but we are seeing some incredible advancements in technology that are revolutionizing deep sea exploration. Think autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs for short.
AUVs, so like underwater drones.
Exactly. These robotic explorers can operate independently for extended periods,
Yeah.
mapping the seabed, collecting data, even taking high-resolution images and videos. They can reach depths and navigate terrains. That would be too dangerous for humans.
That's incredible. It's like having a fleet of underwater robots doing the heavy lifting for us.
Yeah.
But what about the challenges of operating such a harsh environment? I mean, the pressure alone is enough to make my head spin.
You're right. The deep sea presents some serious engineering challenges, but scientists and engineers are constantly developing new materials and technologies to withstand these extreme conditions. Stronger and more lightweight materials for submersibles, advanced sensors that can operate in low light and high pressure, and imaging systems that can pierce the darkness.
It's like a technological arms race against the deep sea.
In a way, yes, but it's a race that ultimately benefits both science and humanity. The more we understand about the deep sea, the better we can understand our planet and its interconnected systems.
Okay, so let's get specific. What are some of the key areas of research that scientists are focusing on? What are the big questions they're trying to answer?
One area of intense interest is the search for new life forms. The deep sea is teeming with biodiversity, and scientists believe that we've only discovered a tiny fraction of the species that exist.
New species. Like what?
Well, we're constantly discovering new and fascinating creatures. In recent years, we've found everything from yeti crabs with furry claws to translucent sea cucumbers that look like jellyfish. And who knows what else is lurking in the depths, waiting to be discovered.
It's mind-boggling to think about all these strange and wonderful creatures
Yeah.
that we haven't even encountered yet.
Exactly. Another area of research is the study of hydrothermal vents and their unique ecosystems. These vents are like oases of life in the deep sea, supporting communities of organisms that rely on chemosynthesis rather than photosynthesis.
So they're like alien worlds right here on Earth.
In many ways, yes. Studying these vent ecosystems can teach us about the limits of life and the potential for life on other planets.
Speaking of other planets, are there any connections between deep-sea exploration and the search for extraterrestrial life?
Absolutely. The conditions in the deep sea, with its extreme pressures, darkness, and reliance on chemosynthesis, are similar to what we might find on moons like Europa and Enceladus, which are thought to have subsurface oceans.
So by studying the deep sea, we're essentially getting a sneak peek at what alien life might look like.
That's a great way to put it. The deep sea is a natural laboratory for astrobiology, helping us understand the conditions that might support life beyond Earth.
This is all so fascinating, but I have to ask, what are the practical implications of deep-sea research? How does it benefit us in our everyday lives?
That's a great question. While the deep sea might seem far removed from our daily lives, it actually plays a crucial role in regulating our planet's climate, providing food and resources, and even inspiring new technologies.
Give me some examples.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, the ocean absorbs vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to mitigate climate change. Deep sea organisms produce compounds with potential medicinal properties, and studying their adaptations can inspire new materials and designs for underwater vehicles and other technologies.
Wow, so the deep sea is not just a place of wonder and discovery, it's also essential for our own well-being.
Precisely. It's a reminder that we're all interconnected, and that what happens in the deep sea has implications for all of us.
Well, on that note, I think we've reached the bottom of our deep dive. It's been an incredible journey. We've encountered strange and wonderful creatures, explored the science behind this hidden world, and considered the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
It certainly has. We've covered a lot of ground. But we've only just begun to explore the vast and mysterious realm of the deep sea.
So, to our listeners, I leave you with this. What else might be lurking in the unexplored depths of our oceans? What new discoveries await us? And how will our understanding of this hidden world shape our future? Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking questions. The deep sea is a constant reminder that there's always more to discover, and that the boundaries of knowledge are constantly being pushed.